Hi, friends. Welcome back in. Today is just going to be a nice, chill, relaxed day. I am sitting here in the studio, and I thought we'd just settle in together and chat about, I don't know, what I'm working right now or whatever ramble happens to come across. Nothing fancy, nothing structured, no plans for a beginner series or anything like that in the moment. Just a cozy little moment while I sit here and make some progress on this blanket that I'm working on. Y'all, these colors together are, I think, are going to be amazing. I am loving it. I finished skein 1 on this blanket. Was it yesterday or the day before? My days, I'm not going to lie, they're just kind of running all into each other. I don't remember from day to day. That's all right. Not a problem. These colors are going to be amazing together. Gorgeous lavender, and this is Sprout. It is, I know it's very difficult for y'all to see because my camera really does stink. This is a Sprout green. It's kind of a pastel, kind of Eastery green, I suppose. And I realized it is after Easter. So why on earth would I be working on an Eastery type of blanket? Well, they're just colors that I really like. I really love the pastels. And this green next to this lavender is amazing. It's so pretty. So, anyway, I've got my yarn, I've got my hook, my seat, and honestly, it's really all you ever need, right? It's one of those afternoons where I don't want to overthink anything. I just want to make something and maybe sit and chat with you for a little while I do it. I'm going to move this over here to my lap because that's the way I'm used to crocheting. I don't really like having it up on the desk and kind of in my face. And I apologize for my mic being weird and kind of in camera. But I have to have it to where you can at least hear me, or it'll end up being like video 1, where you couldn't hear a word I said. And thank you to those of you who watched video 1, even though you couldn't hear a thing I was saying. So sometimes people ask me how I choose what to work on each day. And here's the truth. I don't. I really, truly don't. I let my yarns kind of speak to me and tell me which one I should work on that day. Let it kind of tell me like this yarn, right? When I decided I wanted a project that I could work on while I was recording these videos, I decided, it needs to be something that I don't have to use my brain on. Like I can just sit and just stitch without worrying about, do I have enough stitches in this round? Did I do too many stitches in this round? Uh-oh, was I supposed to increase here or was that the next round? With blankets, you don't have to worry about any of that. You just stitch. Now, yeah, you still have to make sure your stitch count's correct. I get that. I don't count my stitches, y'all. I really don't. I've tried, and my poor brain just can't go there. Like, I can either focus on the stitch or I can focus on the count, but I can't do both. So for me, blankets is a good place for me because I don't have to count those stitches. Do my ends match? Are they even? Okay, then I probably have the same amount of stitches. Are my ends going a little wonky? Okay, I need to fix that because either I added or I took away stitches. Let's go fix that row. I, I have to say, I have gotten so much better though about keeping my edges straight compared to where I was last year. That big improvement. You know, the trick that I had to use to train my brain to keep my stitches right? I had to use a stitch marker at both ends of every row. And I'm not talking like, okay, well, I finished the last row on this stitch. I can remove this and I'll move it up to the next row. Nope, nope. At the end of my blanket, I would have 80 to 100 stitch markers in that blanket because there were literally at the end of each and every row, all the way up the height of my blanket. But boy, was it fun sitting there and taking all those stitch markers out when I finished. It was kind of like the finishing point, removing all the stitch markers. That's what works for me, or did at least in the beginning. The only way I could finally get my brain to understand where I needed to be to begin and end each and every row. I apologize if you hear knocking every now and then. It's my yarn spinner as I pull the yarn. Some days I want something nice and big and ambitious, and other days I want something that I can finish quick. And a few days ago, I decided I wanted to work on something nice and big and would give me time to just sit and stitch and not have to overthink any of it, and that I could sit and stitch while I was chatting with y'all. Sometimes when I walk into my yarn store to look at what yarns I have and which one speaks to me on that particular day, it's kind of funny. Sometimes it's literally picking a particular yarn because that particular yarn looked at me funny. Kind of like, hey, you, I'm over here and I want you to use me this time. It's one of the fun parts for me of being an originals only creator. I don't have to have a set. Well, I need to make 50 chickens today, or I still need 20 more sea turtles, or I need to make 6 of these cows. I don't need to do any of that. I don't. I'm an originals only creator because my brain likes to make one thing and move on. That's just what works for me. I don't follow patterns, although I have learned I can. I just don't particularly enjoy it. I don't have any kind of a plan. I just like to just sit and stitch. My hands don't always agree with me, but sometimes just the way it is. Just following the feeling of the day. And these colors, these nice spring colors, kind of fit the day. It's a rainy, dreary April day. And these spring colors are just fitting. There's really just something comforting about letting my hands just decide what they want to do. Takes all the pressure off my brain. And any pressure off of my brain is a good thing. I'm going to continue to just sit here and stitch a while. I have some things I need to do here in a little while, and I need to go and cook dinner a little later, obviously, because it's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But anyway, I'm going to sit here and continue on crocheting. I'm going to let you guys get on about your day as well. Thank you guys for coming in and spending this time with me here in the quiet place. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you. Remember, be you, always. Bye, y'all.